So I spoke in our radio earlier about Gun Girl, and I see videos now where like she goes to rallies and she confronts people. She did one where she said she put the mic up. She said this girl's gonna eat it. Big fat girl's gonna eat the mic. And the fat girl's like, "What'd you say?" And she bucked up, and the girl's like, "You know I carry, right? You know I." I'm just like, this is a coward. Like, you came and confronted this girl on a corner, making fun of her, and then when she shows you, I'm not no bitch, you threaten her with a gun. See, this makes the point that it's not only black people that are confronted by this, it's whites too. It's terrorism. I can go and do anything I want, say anything I want, and if somebody ever calls me on it, I'll just pull my gun out on them. And if I have to, I'll kill them. And I'll get away with it because it's my free speech. My free speech gives me the right to say anything I want to anybody, anytime, disrespect them. And when there's consequences, I'm going to shoot them. I had never seen it on a white person. Mostly it's black people, you know. Moving on. So, I was listening to Young Turks, and Anna made a really great point, and a Kasparian, really great point. Oh man, great point. She said she was glad that the one where she went on a college campus, most of those were white men. All of them white men. I think it was like all white men and some white girls. It's wild. And she said because, you know, most of the time we hear like, man, it's like pro-Trump, rah-rah shit. And she was talking about how most of these young kids are worried about their future. They're worried about what the world's going to be, what this kind of reality and this economy they're going into will be. And I agree with her 100%. Let's just go back to what I said earlier about how she and people like her are presenting the ideology that we're under attack, the gay people, the trannies. And you get these white guys that are like, no, dude, I'm focused on going to class. I'm focused on paying my bills. In a way, I'm kind of glad to see that too, because I always try to compare the violence of today with the violence of yesteryear. Eric Rudolph, Timothy McVeigh. Look those guys up. You know what I'm talking about. I look back at those guys, and I just, you know, I wonder about how society has changed. And obviously, it's not just abortion clinics and stuff. You know, it's the same violence, the same nihilistic, nationalistic bullshit. I wonder how Timothy McVeigh and Eric Rudolph would have viewed Trump and Pence and Sanders and all the bull crap. And part of me does kind of is somewhat absently curious about what would they think about this, because I think McVeigh was more Christian and Trump is not a Christian. I think they were more like small government people, whereas Trump is like, no, I'm going to keep this thing going, but I'm going to take all the guards off it. You understand? For them, it was like, it's our machine, let's bring it home. Trump is like, no, we're going to keep doing what we're doing with it. It's going to keep killing people. Let's take all the guards off it, all the safety warnings. We're going to just, this buzzsaw is going to go full steam ahead. That's Trump. I made a video a while back where I made the statement to you guys about these young, these suburban moms. Are just white, but for the most part, I'm talking white women. They raise these boys kind of like, I'm not mentioning that woman's name or her son. They don't go for the racism. They don't go for Trump's rhetoric. Not that they don't support some of his stuff he talks, but not that they wouldn't love to see his tax cuts. Not that they wouldn't benefit from things he's talking about. They don't like to hear their sons come home talking that racist shit. That does not mean those women are allies. That does not mean they're on my side. That does not mean they're fighting for reparations. That does not mean they're going to attend a march. None of that. Doesn't mean any of that. But what it does mean is there's a divide. And it does mean there's a consequence to the racism and there's a consequence to the games Trump has played from day one. They don't want to hear their sons coming home for the racism because they know that white supremacist BS, that's a dead end, man. There's no future with that. You understand? And they have enough sense to understand that. Same thing with these white boys in college. I'm not saying all them boys on there are like, yeah, black people have been treated badly and that's wrong and yeah, you know, yeah, it's wrong. Trump is a racist. I'm not saying that. No. I am definitely not saying that. I wouldn't even bet. I gotta turn this off. So I want you to hear me. I wouldn't even bet half of them feel like that. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even bet half of them feel like that. But that isn't the point. It isn't the point. The point of the matter is he lost a vital segment of the voting bloc. You understand? By playing his games, and then after the midterms, seeing a lot of people weren't happy, he doubled down on the shit, telling people to go back to where they come from and crap like that. I just feel as though, this is a clear example of a division. Trump speaks for white America, or at least he seems to think he does, and it is definitely refreshing to see white boys who are like, look, man, I don't care what this guy does. I don't care if there's tampons in the men's room. I don't care if there's, I don't care about that stuff. That's not my business. I'm like I told you, I'm focused on paying my rent. I'm focused on, me paying my bills. I'm focused on, things like that. And the fact that Gun Girl tries so hard and just hits brick walls, that is really, it's pleasing to me. It's pleasing to my sight to see that because, like Anna put it, there's a lot of white guys, pro-Trump, all that MAGA racist bullshit, homophobic bullshit. He's toned that down, but that's not too far out. They're trying to clutch onto the new reality. They have to kind of shift gears for it, but it's the homophobic stuff is there. I mentioned to you guys a while back about Dave Rubin. He brought a homosexual black conservative on, and someone stood up and said, how does sodomy, how does anal sex help us win the culture war? And that shows you right there. I mean, for you to go to a rally and say that to someone who happens to be homosexual, it just, see, what they're trying to do is they're trying to, they know 2040 is coming. I say 2036, but I'll go along with Roland Martin. Do you know 2040 is coming? That's coming. It's going to be here faster than you think. And so they're trying to reorient the Republican Party and conservatism to, okay, we're for homosexuals. It's okay. You can be gay, but you've got to be extreme right wing. You've got to be this, that, and that. We don't care if you're gay. We don't care if you date, interracial. We don't care about that. But it's still hate. There's still hate behind it, and to me, all this stuff, it screams desperation. Gun Girl, the stuff Ben Shapiro said, this is all just desperate nonsense, and it's laughable. You went to your college campus with a rifle, and then you went back there at a gay rally trying to make fun of people, and you couldn't find anybody that would back you. And then you went up there with a disguise on, asking people what they thought about you. and then you take them off, and you're like, what did you think now? I mean, this lady is a person that wants a fight. This is a person who wants conflict and wants to, she wants conflict. I'm not sure she knows what conflict is. Peace, y'all.